Did anyone else out there think that once you turn 30, you'd have it all together? Like your life would be perfect. Everything that you set your mind on, everything that you planned would happen, everything that you thought you manifested, just literally everything that you just thought life would be greater at 30, right? Like 30, once you hit 30, that's what I used to think. Once you hit 30, life would be all sorted out. I'd have it all together. Life would be perfect. There would be no complaints. Of course, nothing in life is perfect, but you know what I mean. That's what 30 used to seem like back in those days, right? Now, I decided that I just ended up turning 30, okay? It's one of those things that, it has to happen. So what I decided to do is actually pretend like I'm 30 for a year and see how it feels, see what I gained and what I learned from it. So I feel like I'm a year behind. My rules were I had to go for whatever I want. My rules were I had to go for whatever I want, go through the motions of life, and basically figure out who I am, get to know myself, and just reevaluate my wants, all the things that I wanted, all the things that I thought I wanted, reevaluate my likes and dislikes, just get to know myself. Because me at 30 is a completely different person from me in my 20s. I feel like once you realize that, becoming 30 and getting older isn't so bad. Because as much as we want to deny it, once after a decade you changed, you're not that person anymore. Day 2 was a success. I'm excited to see what day 30, day 60 and 90, really day 90, like I want to see how much my channels will grow by then, because I'm putting in, I'm making the sacrifice and sticking to my my motto for this year, which is discipline and discernment. So let's see how it worked for me. Like, more actually do the work, execute, and see what happens. Like, I was looking at a video of myself today, and it was a video of last year when I was working out consistently. My body looked kind of nice, but me kind of stopped. So now, even though I'm gonna start that back to, like, it's just like motivation for no say you're putting in the work, you see the results, and when you see the results, it's so nice. So I'm gonna continue doing that because I want to see the results. Yeah, I want to see more. See if I'm trying to grow to, like, ooh, excitement. Ooh, see you at the house. Or tomorrow, probably. And I think the fear of becoming 30 is actually trying to hold on to something that's you're never going to get back. Like, you're never going to be that age again. You're never going to be that person again. You are literally a whole new person. So it's important to embrace the person that you're becoming. For me, that looked like expressing myself in different ways. Just taking back my power, getting to know myself, answering my own questions, literally just looking within and just figuring out, ironing out the basics of my life, the foundation of my life. So going forward in this decade, I'll have a great foundation to continue building my life. One of those things that I decided to do in the spirit of trying something new, one of those things that I decided to do was not quit something too soon. Usually I start something and I quit it right away. And sometimes the quitting isn't even intentional. It's kind of like I just fall off. It's like, oh, okay, this isn't working for me now, so I'm not doing it. And I did that even in this 1 year. I did that a lot, of me just pretending like I'm 30. And then at the end of the year, I was able to reflect on it. One of the things I decided to take on was a new major, a new career, something new, something different. And that was, I think I mentioned it previously, computers, coding, right? Because, all the people were talking about get in tech, and failing to inform people that the tech that they're in is tech sales and not the tech part. When we say tech, you guys know what I'm talking about, the coding, and that's not what they're in. Anywho, I decided to do that, and I quickly realized like that probably wasn't for me. Maybe in the future, maybe not. No, I don't know. I got as far as I could, or honestly, I got as far as I was willing to push myself to do. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this my all. I think I gave it a month or two. I gave it literally the first semester. Yeah, I gave it the first semester, and I was like, yeah,
Yep. This isn't happening again. This is a no-no. And then I just called it quits completely. I was like, we're not doing this again. So this was a part of me trying something new, and also everything that I wanted to do and kind of slept on, I just started doing all of it. And this was one of those things. So I had to just say, you know what, this isn't for me, sir. And I called that quits. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good feeling, but I did it anyways because I was wasting more time trying to force myself to learn this than just moving on. My next target was my appearance and actually paying attention to it more. Actually, you know, I sat and did good old research on outfits. I was watching multiple videos trying to find that one person that is my body type and that I like their style, and then learned from that in how to put my styles together. Basically, I just wanted to tap into my appearance a little bit more. I wanted to have a more soft feminine touch. I just wanted to be more, you know, not so rough. So I started to tap into that. Let me tell you, this year also was, this period for me was also a period where I think I went out and bought more like individual pieces of clothing than I usually like. Before, when I buy clothes and things like that, that wasn't a thing for me. And then this year I was like, okay, this period I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. But I was very intentional about what I wanted to purchase for the most part, probably like 85% of the part. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that other 15% of the time I was getting a bit carried away, so I had to like slow down and take a step back. But for that 85% where I was getting it together, I will say that is one of the parts of this whole period of being 30 that I'm actually proud of, because I was successful with it. I did get pieces I like, and just step by step, outfit after outfit, I've been getting better at putting them together, and that is something that I would say that was a win during this period. Okay, so I'm in Marshalls now, and I want to get like a different style of jeans on my have, because my always, you know, back in the days I was wearing skinny jeans. These are wide legs, and I actually like how them fit. Like, I don't know if the camera doing it justice, but I like how it looks. What would I wear this with? The same bodysuit that I'm trying to find I could wear with this. I think I'm gonna have to get those bodysuits online, but I'm getting this pants. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's light. I feel like I can wear it in the summer. What would I wear it with? I can find that on Pinterest. Yeah, I like this. This can dress up or down. I like it. And that's something that I've wanted to do for years. Or honestly, I probably ignored it for years, and I was just like, enough is enough, and I wanted to have that mature look, so it worked. And that's something I can say. I can pat myself on the shoulder and say, you know, that's something I did want, even though it's not as intense as learning coding, getting a different degree, or starting a new career. But it's still, those small wins count for a lot, because it shows me that the things that I really want to do, I'll get done. And the things that are for me will be for me. And step by step, you know. And I said, you know, that saying, every mickle make a muckle. Like, literally step by step. It not gonna happen overnight. And that was my motto too for this year. It was like, first of all, serendipity, and just taking time with things. Progress. My main focus was progress, because I know progress equals success. So I've just been paying attention and enjoying the progress that I was making daily. Because we're definitely spoiled here. I realized that lately. I was like, as much as we suffer here, we also very privileged, because the shit that we go through, if we were anywhere else in the rest of the world, they'll be like off with their heads.
Yeah.
They'll be like, kill them. So I think the next thing that I wanted to do is stick to my workout routine. Actually stick to it and see how much my body will change. That is something that I took on, and I would say for the first 6 months I did, like at the beginning of summer, that's when it slowed down. But for that first 6 months of the year, I was whoop, whoop, up, down, weights, no weights, more weights, this weight, that weight. Like, I was going in with the workout, and it worked, and we want me to eat and everything. I was paying a lot of attention to that, and I was giving it time for the first time. So that was a part of my rule. Like, I have to, whatever I'm doing, I have to give it at least 3 months, and I did that. And once it came on to the summertime, where I was like back to New York again for the summer, haven't been there in a while, I could see the change in like my upper body, most of my upper body. I don't know, like my lower body just kind of stubborn, but most of my upper body I could see the change in my arms, and I got compliments, and I was like, okay, so this can work little, it'll go on with itself, you know, it'll do it little thing. So I didn't have any issues with that part. Like, well, I did, because it was kind of hard to maintain it, but you know, it was just me doing something different. I just feel like this decade of my life should be completely different from the previous decade. So I was doing whatever I needed to do, whatever I put my heart for do, and made I do it for enough time for me to see results, or enough time for me to realize, okay, maybe this isn't something that I need to be doing, you know. Another thing that I really took on and I really wanted to do is get back into more like a childish stuff, you know, things that made me happy when we were kids. You know, like when you're kids, you don't there's a lot of things that you do for fun that when you get older, for some reason it just stopped. Like, I wasn't the best drawer or artist or anything, but when I was younger, even if it was Scrabbles, I was always drawing and creating something. And I kind of lost that creative spark. I used to, first of all, one thing I always love about pictures, I love picture album. But you know, with the day and age, things change. Everything is different now. Everything is digital. And what I wanted to do was get back to when I could print and hold pictures, hold those pictures, look at them, and just, you know, be in awe and have memories from them. So I decided I'm going to get back to one, scrapbooking. I was like, yes, I don't have an album, but I'm gonna start scrapbooking, and I'm gonna start printing my pictures and putting them up, and just having that fun memory of those, just enjoying that moment. That's what mom just do for the love of it. So I started to do that again. In addition to that, I started to find ways to express myself or anything that I'm holding on to inside of me. So I started journaling again. Like, that's one thing that I used to do when I was younger too. Like, me used to full of journal, me used to diary all the time. Like, I think I still have that diary or that journal somewhere around this place, but I used to do it all the time, and then I just stopped. So I said, you know what, this year I'm gonna take it back on. Like, I'm gonna do it daily, as how some people do it daily, but it's something that I do, and I just had fun with it. Like, I didn't even look up a bunch of these videos and try to, you know, follow them and do it this way. Like, I'll take some inspiration, but for the most part, I'm just gonna write whatever I want, whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. You know, I was just having fun with it, and that's something that really helps me get through a very tough time in my life. Like, it helped me get through a very tough mental portion of this period. You know, that mental portion where there was so much in my head, I just didn't know what to do with it. So journaling is something that I took up. Journaling helped me realize that there were some things in my head that I thought wasn't bothering me, but it was. Journaling, like, when I would write them down, I was like, okay, maybe this thing is affecting me more than I thought it was. So journaling was very beneficial for me, and that's one thing that I'll take from me. That's one thing I'll continue to do in my, you know, journey to adulthood, or my adulthood journey, whatever you want to call it. But that's one thing I'm going to take with me and continue to do. Another thing that I ended up doing was doing like a mental audit of my close friendships and my close friendships that turned into acquaintance. You know, like those friendships where there's no beef, but you don't talk to this person anymore. Like, I did an audit of it to see if there was anything in those friendships that I could have done to keep those friendships going, or if there was anything that person done that I looked over. So, you know, this was, when I tell you, this time period was a time period of mental fighting and back and forth and reasoning and healing. And my mental during this period was, it's like I hit 30 and I was doing all these things, and then mentally I just crashed, And it was like, okay, there's some things, it was like, okay, I see you doing all these other things, but this is something you need to pay attention to right now. We need to fix this. And then I came to the realization that one, when I was younger, so I came to the realization that there were past relationships. When I say relationships, I mean friendships, that I sabotaged because of what I was dealing with mentally, and how I saw myself, and feeling like I didn't belong in those, friendships or whatever. So I sabotaged them. That's one. Two, some of them I didn't pursue communication and keeping in touch because of that. The third, some of them just weren't meant to go any further. Like, it just never did work. That was just the end of it. That was just the end of an era. And that's the next thing that I have all over my journal, is the end of an era. Those words mashed me up during the year, because it was the truth. Like, it was the end of an era of friendships. It was the end of an era in the dynamic of friendships, because there's one friendship that I had that the whole year, even when I was doing all these things, something inside of me told me that the dynamics will change, is going to change, and eventually it did. End of an era. So there's a lot of things that I'm leaving back there, and there's a lot of things that I'm taking with me.
Okay guys, so I'm trying out church today, so let's see how that goes for me.
Mommy?
Just something different for the kids, and to get out and know some people. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
I can successfully say that towards the end of this 1 year of being 30, I was able to breathe. Like, I was just like, I was able to breathe, because I realized that after all these things I've done, they were good, but until I worked through the internal turmoil and storm that I kept pushing away, it's just going to, it just won't work. Like, I'm still going to have an issue. And that's what happened in the end. Like, literally right before it was the end of the year of me being 30, I was like, I need to do more. I was like, okay, I need to find a way to work through this even better. So I decided to get some help with it and comb through these feelings and work on me. And I'd like to say that that was one of the best decision in my journey to adulthood. Was eventually, I feel like everything that I did in the beginning up to here led to that point where I was able to realize that there was something deeper going on here, and if I don't figure it out or get the help or how I need to, then I'm going to crash again. And I'm going to end up crashing, and that's what happened. Like, I end up crashing. Like, mentally I was just like boop. And then mentally I was just end up just falling out. And I was like, yeah, I had to take a step back and be like, okay, we need to work on this. And that was the aha moment. That was the result of my 12 months. Like, that 12 months, when I say that 12 months of being 30 was my year of realization, observation, and I literally created a base for the next decade of my adulthood my adulthood life. Like, I'll create a base, and I'm still building that base, but that foundation is a foundation that I would forever be proud of, and I'll continue to work on, and I'll continue to add on, and I'll continue to take little pieces of it to build more and extend more. So that 12 months of 30 was worth it. All those choices that I made, they were worth it during that year. And if anyone is out there who is worried about being 30 or how to take it on, I hope this helps, and I hope this helps someone out there who might be going through the same thing, who might feel the same way that I do, who might feel the same way that I do. Also, if that's the case, leave a comment below and let me know what you think. One other thing that I wanted to add, the next thing that I needed to do was, for the whole year, at the end of those 12 months, I told myself I would not let myself down again. If there's something inside of me that I want to do, it is my responsibility to get it done for myself. So you don't know, once it was time for me to hop out of this 12 months, I was like, yeah, we're going to book that appointment, get that photo shoot done, because I will not go next year with saying, damn, I wish I did this. we're gonna do it. Click to the next video to see my birthday vlog and photo shoot to end the 12 months.